back into the Kramer Sandstone Network, and baseball's on the horizon. We are going to experience Major League Baseball here relatively very soon, especially on this Thursday the 23rd. That's in 2 days from now, from this being released, as we're going to see 2 games on ESPN between the Yankees and Braves, and also the Giants and Dodgers. So we at least know we're going to see some aces going. Of course, we're going to see some aces with Garrett Cole and Max Scherzer in that game 1. I saw Max Scherzer get a little bit touched up by Bryce Harper in a summer camp spring training game. That's what they were going with it the entirety time of calling it the summer camp. But we're going to see Max Scherzer. Hopefully he can get into form as well, because right now, if we're going to say who is going to be at the helm of startants or at the helm of in control of the game right now between the batters or pitchers, because usually spring training's there for the pitchers. They're there to get their arms going. But then again, baseball's been practicing now for a little under 2 weeks. I think it might actually be 2 weeks to be exact. So we usually see the pitchers get there early, of course, in regular spring training, get those arms loose. That's what spring training's for, is for the batters. But right now, well, for the pitchers, right now the batters look like they are on top of things. They look like they're the ones that are being more the force. But then we're also seeing games on ESPN or MLB Network or wherever you're watching. Maybe it's your local regional thing of maybe seeing guys actually perform or hit well. Like Yankees the other day hit, I think, 5 home runs, but I don't even know who's the pitcher. I don't think he was like one of their main guys. We're seeing that right now, even with that Dodgers and Arizona game. We saw a pitcher for Arizona who had an 8 ERA start the game for the Dodgers, and Cody Bellinger hit a grand slam in that first inning. So there's a reason why there's the batters right now. It seems like they're actually hitting well, but with the aces now coming out, like Garrett Cole, Max Scherzer, also in that nightcap of the Giants-Dodgers game, Johnny Cueto and Clayton Kershaw. Those are aces, man. Those are the ones that like to mow down the hitters. But we saw Max Scherzer give up a home run against Bryce Harper. Yeah, we did see that. But we're going to see a lot more difference. And right now, it's a toss-up. I feel like Thursday night, when we see these 2 games, we will actually know who is in control right now, whether it is the batters or whether it is the pitchers. Because, of course, as a viewer, we want to see home runs. We want to see, that's the main thing. That's a staple right now in Major League Baseball, when they say the juiced balls, or whether if it's the pitchers going out of control. There's no trash can banging this year, so Clayton Kershaw's probably going to have like 15 strikeouts on Thursday night if it's a pitcher type thing, because all those curveballs in the dirt. I mean, the Giants won't look. Will they look? I don't know. I don't think they will. But baseball is here, and it's going to be here for at least 60 games, which it sucks, but it's a weird way to think that 60-game sprint might actually be fun to watch. It might bring new people in because every single game matters, which every game does matter when it comes to 162, because there's a game out in, say, April where you could have had a sweep, or you could at least tried a little bit harder, and that sweep didn't make you into the playoffs. So there's these games all matter. They all count. But right now, the batters need to get things going first, because I still think it's going to be a pitcher's baseball game once we come back. Then it's odd to say once the middle part of the season hits, then we'll see batters go into stride. But right now, this would be the actual middle part of the season. Actually, would be on the downward tilt of the season, because last week should have been the All-Star break. All-Star break should have already happened. I mean, we're not going to see one of those this year because it was going to be held in Dodger Stadium, and they're just going with all the AL and NL East are going to play each other. The AL NL Central are going to play each other, and the AL NL West will play each other. So they at least made that aspect of, boom, you're doing it that way. We're doing it this way. So no All-Star game this year, no home run derby. We're not going to have fun that way. It's going to be a sprint the entire time. It's actually going to be quite odd to see when they're going to, I see the schedule, so they have some days off at times. But they're going to have to play as many games as possible. But the pitchers and batters we need to figure out as fans to which one we're going to see happen most or more often, I want to say. But there's a good chance that we're going to see home run left, right, left. But I mean, what power hitters might be out, if you want to classify them as power hitters still, say if it's that Giants-Dodgers game. I mean, Evan Longoria's not going to be playing. Brandon Belt won't be playing. I mean, we haven't really seen or heard of much of those names in forever. Remember when Brandon Belt, I think 3-4 years ago, hitting home runs left and right like every single game, like for the first 20 games of the regular season, then fell off, got hurt. Evan Longoria hasn't really been healthy since he was a Tampa Bay Ray or his final season. So I bet the pitchers are going to go out here guns slinging and striking everybody out left and right. But when we watch these games, say on Thursday, or when we watch most of our teams on Friday, We're going to see, like, what are we going to see? What are we going to expect as viewers watching this game that aren't able to be in the media to actually go to games and actually possibly watch the game, report, do whatever you need to do at said games? There's going to be a lot of home runs. I feel like that's going to be the big key. I know I said the pitchers are going to be try to dial everything in, but usually after the aces, the staffs, you can see the difference between the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5s if they want to elect to go a 5-man rotation, which they clearly should right now in a 60-game sprint. We're going to see a lot of home runs. It's going to be a lot of forced pitches. It's going to be a lot of quick games, I feel like. We're going to see a different types of the momentum shift between, since there's no fans, there's going to be a lot of rallies. I feel like there's going to be a lot of runs this year. But of course, there's going to be no fans. I feel like this is what they should do if you're the players. Like, I love the fact that I'm going to put a clip right here of players wearing masks during the game, because even that's what Clint Frazier said as the New York Yankees outfielder. Clint Frazier, stud, hit a home run the other day against the Mets, but then again, there was a no-name pitcher on the mound. He hit a home run and he was wearing a mask. He actually looked pretty cool with that mask on, and I feel like because it's like the Yankee one that covers your face, goes all the way down, it like comes up. They're actually stylish looking masks, and it's perfect that you're seeing this on TV. That hey, this player's wearing a mask, so should I. Like, I want that Yankee one, even though I wouldn't get a Yankee one, but I want that Yankee mask he's wearing. Heck, I was watching a Pittsburgh Pirates game, and it was the Pirates versus the Indians, and the Pirates mask looked pretty damn cool, I ain't gonna lie. So, I mean, if you're gonna say some sales revenue, prices can go up, and they can, like, make some money off masks, if you say team masks, which are pretty sick, they could do that. But we're gonna see also a lot of baseball. I have a feeling that any point in time that it can be showed on television, say if it's ESPN, ESPN Plus, which it would suck if it's on ESPN Plus, to be honest. It's a different story for a different day. But we're going to see a lot of baseball on television because that's going to be the only sport right now. NBA not coming back. Well, NBA is going to be coming back here soon. But they can have that little breather or little stretch that, I mean, that's the thing. Football was reported the other day. 2 teams reported the other day. And, of course, they had to do test results and everything. But we're going to see some baseball. Like, we're seeing baseball right now. We saw baseball this weekend. And I was actually quite excited. And I was thinking, I'm actually going to watch these games that don't count. But I'm going to watch some baseball because I love baseball. And that's the thing. I've been watching a lot of KBO. Don't get me wrong. I love KBO. I've grown to a great appreciation of the KBO on ESPN. But Major League Baseball is back, baby. It is back. And I can't wait for it. I know I said in the weeks past saying there's no way they're going to get a done deal. Baseball's a wash for the season, but I'm being proved wrong. I'm glad I'm eating my own words. I am absolutely satisfied. I'm ecstatic that I'm eating my own words because I miss baseball. I love baseball. It's coming out there. One of the things that are awesome about seeing this that we're also going to see during these games is cardboard cutouts. I saw a picture on Twitter of the Marlins man with, I think there's like 50 cutouts of him behind the plate. You know how distracting that might be, seeing 50 of the Marlins man? That dude, he's a legend in Major League Baseball, of course, and also going into sporting events. He is a legend. So, I mean, there's no reason for me. I actually want to get a cardboard cutout. I'm looking in to get one, I hope, for this team, or for, Oakland, I feel like has an easier way to get in there, because, the fans are also crazy as hell, which I love it. So, there's that, and piped in crowd noises. We're going to hear that. It's going to be different. If you have not watched KBO, the KBO has put in a little bit of crowd music. They also have their cheerleaders there. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see like the rally towel people that maybe in games. They might not be. I don't know for sure for a fact. But the piped in crowd music's going to be different. They're using MLB The Show 20 for the crowd noise. And we know as well what I've done this past quarantine time, if you want to call that, is I called over 100 simulated Royals games. And I'm not going to lie. The crowd noise kind of got repetitive and annoying. And if they actually use that, I've seen things that said, oh, you can vote or do something during the MLB on MLB.com to say, okay, if I'm watching this game, I want to make sure the crowd noise goes like this. I can put it in that way. That's interesting. That's creative. That's intelligent. But I think it's going to get repetitive, and I love the sound of the ball hitting the bat or the ball hitting the glove, like hitting that pocket, hitting that little smooth spot. That's one of the most satisfying noises that you can hear at a game, and the fact that it's going to be amplified pretty much now because there's going to be no noise between people talking. When you're at a game, it's kind of loud because, one, the music's going, two people are talking over each other, and then you get the sound of the game. Now we're just going to get into the sound of the game, and the sound of the game is beautiful. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to fall in love with the power hitters who have it, or even there's people just flipping through the channels, and they see that, oh, wow, that's what the ball sounds like when it hits off the bat. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to fall in love with Major League Baseball just because of this, and that's a good thing for the sport. And after everybody's saying, oh, MLB is not coming back like I did, that was gonna hurt the sport. But knowing me, I would still also watch it or hope for it to come back. And there's these people that are just like, I'm done with it. If they don't come back, I'm done with it. But it's going to be here for 60 games. And with that piped-in crowd music, I won't like it. I know I won't like it. Because, I already don't like it on MLB The Show anyways. So I just want to hear that ball hitting the bat and that ball sailing out of the park. I want that. Even if it's a ground ball, a hard-hit ground ball is still satisfying to hear because it goes right into the glove. It's going to go, whoever to third base, shortstop, or second base is going to rocket it over to first base. You're going to hear that ball hit the mitt over at first base. It's a great sounding. Trust me, that is a satisfying sound of hearing that. A couple other things I want to talk about was Alyssa Nakinen. If I pronounced that name wrong, I am absolutely sorry. She coached first base for the Giants for the first time just last night in the Giants versus Athletics game that was shown on television. That's awesome. I think Major League Baseball is moving in the right direction of having women, female, just women, not male dominance, to get into the act of coaching. And at some point, since they're already as coaches now with the Giants, there's going to be, I hope at some point we get that shift of we're going to see female athletes in Major League Baseball. I know the pitch was on television. I have yet to watch that. I've actually started to DVR everything for that because it's actually it's on it was on BET, and I was like, oh, boom, I'm gonna hit that to my DVR because I actually want to watch the series because it's actually gonna be something that I will actually thoroughly enjoy. It's the female pitcher for the San Diego Padres. I think at some point we will see female athletes in Major League Baseball, and this is the right step to it. Forget the coaching in there because there are some boss players that are in softball that I feel like they can make that transition from going from softball, which softball, that's one hell hard of a sport. That thing is hard to play. I feel like if you're that close from the batter to the pitcher, you have to have that reaction time. That ball's zipping in there and at a not a quicker rate, but from the distance between the pitcher's mound and to the batter's box, you have some good reaction time. And I feel like there's some women can actually make that transition from that to Major League Baseball, which it's gonna be a while. I feel like it's gonna be hopefully the next 20 to 10 years we will see a female athlete in Major League Baseball. I'm hoping for it. Fingers crossed for that. Dodgers appoint Gavin Lux, who's a promising young star. I'm actually very shocked scrolling through Twitter seeing that. I was like, okay, that needs to be held out there. But there's no minor league season, so taxi squad-wise, I feel like he'll be the part of the taxi squad. There's no reason for him not to be. I would go with the Kansas City Royals right now because I live in the Kansas City area. They're using this T-Bone Stadium, which is out probably about it's less than 30. Well, it's about 30 to 40 minutes between Kauffman and or T-Bone's play. That's where they're going to pretty much house all the taxi squad guys. They're going to keep practicing there. They're going to keep doing whatever they need to do over there. So that's good. You're going to see some of that now, but Gavin Lux is pointed to there. Before we go, KBO. I have to talk a little bit about KBO. Go Dinos, of course. Carl Ravish, they love ESPN. The fact that their ESPN is broadcasting their games. They did this little this Carl Ravish thing. It's actually quite hysterical. I think it's funny that they're doing that, but I'm so thankful that the KBO will be on ESPN until their final out of their championship game, and I'll get to watch it. I hope I get to see the Dinos in that game. Maybe if it's against the KT Wiz, I doubt it. Those are my two teams in the KBO if I want to classify them that right now. But I'm so ecstatic that we're going to see Major League Baseball on ESPN and also KBO Baseball on ESPN. You're going to see the difference of styles. You definitely will. You'll see the pace of play be a lot different. KBO, I think, has a quicker pace of play, to be honest. But we'll find out now with Major League Baseball because there's a lot more talented players in the Major League Baseball compared to the KBO. But we'll see the difference right there. But go Dinos. Everybody, please stay safe out there. Make sure you wear your mask because if you want to go to a game, visit or watch an actual Major League Baseball game, wear your mask. Because if you wear your mask now, you can go to the game later. Have a good one, everybody. Like the video, subscribe, enter in that giveaway that's in the description down below. I should have said that earlier on in this little video. Make sure you enter that giveaway. There's no reason for you not to. It's free. You can win a video game. You can win a video game of your choosing, pretty much, if that's what I have listed. So, have a good one.